Okay, there we are. I wonder how much lag we got going on here. Hopefully everything is able to be seen and heard. I'm going to tweet this out real quick. There we go. So, nobody's in here yet, but essentially this is the first live stream I've ever done. And today we're going to be doing this live stream to be giving away this Ledger Nano S cryptocurrency hardware wallet. Definitely, as I've been talking about, more and more cryptocurrencies, as they are on the rise in price, more and more people are trying to take a hold of your ever valuable asset, and a cryptocurrency hardware wallet is definitely the best way to store your cryptocurrencies. Now, you guys are gonna have to forgive me. This is a live stream, so you might hear my son in the background in the other room. He's really excited for Christmas, so who isn't? With these cryptocurrency markets the way they are, a lot's going on, so we're all kind of excited. So you're gonna have to forgive me if you do hear him laughing and screaming in the background. Sometimes that's kind of the downfall of the live stream. That's kind of like when I do my pre-recorded episodes, I can kind of edit that out. But I wanted to do a live stream today so I could show you guys the more authentic way of picking the person that's going to win this Ledger Nano S. Get my words already tied up. But so after I go through everything, I'm going to go at the end. I've already got the video open, so if you do leave another comment or anything like that, I will not be able to pick it up. So everybody whose comment is on the giveaway video right now is going to be entered. I'm just going to go onto the video, close my eyes, leave the mouse in the middle of the screen, scroll up and down, and whoever's comment I stop on with the mouse is going to be the winner. I'll leave you a comment, have you get in contact with me. I'll get in contact with you. You'll leave me some information under your contact or whatever, and then I'll be sending you this awesome wallet. So we'll see who wins that at the end of this live stream. But first, we're going to start by looking at our cryptocurrency markets. Now, I did not have the opportunity to make a video for you guys yesterday, later in the day. I don't think I even made one yesterday at all. I can't even remember, but more or less yesterday we had a massive dip. I do not think I actually made one, since it was a very downward day yesterday, and that was followed by a massive green day today. So if we take a look at our currencies, Bitcoin is sitting at $15,400. It did drop down to, depending on where you were trading yesterday, it dropped down to potentially around $10,000. It dropped below $11,000 in a lot of exchanges. And the thing is, when this happens, a lot of people are potentially trying to buy and sell mass amounts of cryptocurrencies, or at least their Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, or whatever is listed on Coinbase and GDAX at once. And you have a lot of people that are getting caught up in the server issues, the flash crashes, and just in the situation where they're unable to sell in general. So you guys always want to keep that in mind if you are trading on Coinbase, GDAX, Kraken, Bittrex, Bitfinex, all of those exchanges. I'm hearing more and more people report that they're having problems with their withdrawals, their deposits, getting in contact with support, and just trading on the exchange in general. So recently I have been not making many trades. I have been looking forward to this holiday because I was expecting some volatility in the markets. It happened a few days before I expected it. I thought it was going to happen on the on tomorrow or Monday during the extended banks being closed, the banking institutions, but it happened a couple days early, and now we still get to take advantage of these prices before the holidays. So I'm going to talk about maybe some reasons why we did see a little bit of a pullback in cryptocurrency markets. Now, I'm sure there's been everybody that is in cryptocurrency has pretty much come out and talked about it. I've seen lots of different ideas. I've seen that the Korean markets, since they do control about 40+% in the whole cryptocurrency atmosphere, that they did have a massive pull out throughout the night, and they pulled out about, I think it was like $100 billion, and that just started a massive chain reaction. And then over the course of, I think it was like 12 or 18 hours, there was close to $300 billion pulled out of the market. And it just started a mass chain reaction, when what I think actually happened was this was a coordinated pullback by whales that were trying to shake this new money that came into the markets. As you've seen since pretty much Thanksgiving, for almost the last month, we have been on an exponential upward trend in all of these cryptocurrencies. Everything that's been happening, even if it's been getting listed on a low-end exchange, has been causing massive price booms in all of these cryptocurrencies. there's not been really any reason for these not to boom. So you have to expect some sort of a pullback eventually, and today was the day that we got that pullback. So, or yesterday more or less was the day we got that pullback, and the pullback was fairly big. You saw most of these cryptocurrencies were in the minus 20, 30, 40%, and that's not that big. If you looked at the past, even the last week alone, most of these cryptocurrencies have doubled and tripled in value. So a pullback of 30, 40% in one day isn't that big, but what happened was a lot of people got afraid and they thought the market was going to continue to fall. Now, if you've been trading in cryptocurrencies for a while, or at least you've been in this for a couple months, you've got pretty strong hands at this point. I'm sure you've held on to your cryptocurrencies. If you held on to them this long, I'm sure this little dip here did not cause you to stress out at all. But who it did probably make stress out was the new people, uncle, aunts, grandparents, whoever, just heard about cryptocurrency from the news, Fox, CNBC, their grandkids over Thanksgiving, and they, downloaded the Coinbase app and started to purchase into their cryptocurrencies. And yesterday they opened up the app and they were down 30% from what they initially went to sleep with last night. So they probably freaked out. They don't understand the markets more or less, and they probably sold to try to reap whatever they could out of their profits that they had gained already. Now, a lot of people, even if you did sell, like I said, you still probably made a profit in the long term, but now you're going to have to buy in at a higher price if you didn't get a chance to buy back in while the market was dipping. And that's what I think happened more or less, was you had a coordinated shake by whales that was shaking this newer money and was just trying to get some of these coins at a discounted price. We have a massive year coming up in 2018, and a lot of these cryptocurrencies are going to be tripling, quadrupling, and going up by 5, 6, 10 times over the course of the next month or two. So there's no reason why, if you have the funds, if you have the capital to do this, to acquire more coins, that if you have the acquaintances out there, it's a big web of people that could be coordinating this. If they have these funds and capital, why not do it? Why not take the potential and get more while you can? These people are already multi-billionaires controlling the market, and they are just getting more and more money doing this. So you always want to pay attention to these dips. I think as time goes on in cryptocurrencies, these dips are going to definitely shorten, and we're going to definitely have less dramatic dips, because you're going to have people who say, I really don't care if there's a 20% dip today. Something I actually saw was this is actually our 6th pullback over 30%, I think it was, for Bitcoin or cryptocurrency markets in general for this whole year. And every time that we have had a rebound after that pullback, the smallest rebound we've had yet to date was, or for 2017 more or less, was 79 to 80% was the smallest rebound we've had after a 30% to 40% pullback. So you're still gaining more or less 50% on your price before you pulled back. And on average, most of the prices were rebounding 160, 170. So on average, it was about 120 percent or whatever rebound. So what you have to understand is, I don't think this is going to be that one exception, that 1 out of 5 times where you have just a smaller rebound. I think this is going to be another time where we, shoot up exponentially and surpass our last all-time high, and potentially go even higher going into this new year of just so much interest in cryptocurrencies. So we're going to take a look at our highs of the day. We've got Verge rocketing up there. I talked about it the other day, and I think it was maybe at 12 cents, 10 cents when I talked about it. I don't really mention this coin often, and I haven't really mentioned it, but I have looked at this coin ever since it was very cheap. It is a privacy coin, and this coin has been growing exponentially in price because John McAfee essentially said that he thought this coin was going to go up to $15 within a span of time. I forget what the time span he said it was going to be, but essentially he said the coin was going to go up to $15, and if it's already a fraction of a dollar, it was changed when he said that, and it has been going up exponentially ever since, and every day this coin is pretty much doubling in price. Earlier this morning I woke up and I think this coin was at like 17 cents, 18 cents, and it is on a straight rocket upward. And if you would have invested in it, like I said a month ago, you could have got in it for less than a half of a penny. which at this point, you could have seen potentially 60 times gains on this coin now because it has gone up to 30 cents. If you look at the next coin at our top gainer is Digibyte. Now, Digibyte has had the same McAfee effect to it as well. John McAfee mentioned this coin, as well as Electronium, which was one of the only coins that kind of held its ground yesterday during the major pullback, while every coin was kind of sitting, even at the smaller ends. I think coins were sitting at like -7 and -10% for some low distributed coins or whatever, low circulating coins. But for the bigger coins, Electronium was at like +8%, +11% through a little bit of the day, and then it finally dropped down to, I think, minus like 4% throughout the day. But I think it held its ground more or less because, John McAfee mentioned the coin, and more or less what John McAfee has been saying is he's just trying to get into cryptocurrencies, and he thinks that a lot of these cryptocurrencies are scams. He said that he has read through all of the cryptocurrency white papers and they're all scams, and he's going to go through and kind of talk about the cryptocurrencies more or less that he is backing or he thinks have potential in the future. So if you guys don't know who John McAfee is, he is the person who created the McAfee security program. Essentially, he sold that program back in 2001. I think it was 2001. He sold it for $100 million, and he's kind of gotten a little notorious for things over the time, ever since he sold the company. He had a situation where he moved down to Belize and had a situation with his neighbor and kind of got on the run after the whole situation. And more or less, he thinks that the government is after him because of his security knowledge and the way that he looks at Americans and the world's privacy, and how he thinks more or less governments are trying to step into individuals' privacy, and he thinks that governments are trying to hunt him. So it depends however you want to look at him. If you want to look at him as, a god sending cryptocurrencies, or kind of like the guy that drank the wrong punch, it doesn't matter how you look at him, he's having an effect on cryptocurrencies. So if you do want to, set your notifications on for John McAfee and see what he's going to say next, I'm sure you could profit from whatever he's going to say. Obviously, your top two biggest gainers of the day, and they are the top two biggest gainers by a decent amount. Now, Dentcoin, let me get to my notes here because I have something for Dentcoin. Let's scroll through this. Okay, sorry, I've got to look at my notes now while we're on the live stream because I don't have time to stop and look away for a second. But okay, Dentcoin has an iOS app for the Apple Store that is releasing tomorrow, the 24th, on Christmas Eve, apparently. So that is why there's been a massive price spike in Dent. Centra, they have seen a massive price spike today because apparently the developers and the programmers are sending out the Centra cards and whatever it is that is behind this system that you can go out and you can spend cryptocurrencies, and they'll transfer it over or whatever into, I think, cash, more or less, kind of like a shift card. And you can spend these like a Mona card or a 10x card. And apparently the cards just got sent out today. So there was a big announcement that the cards were getting sent out, and a little bit before the announcement, the price just started pumping. So that could have been potentially what caused that price spike. I haven't really seen much else aside from that. Sia Coin has a new public version release, version 1.3.1. And then they apparently have a hard fork, I think, on the 31st of January. So a lot of pretty much any news more or less is going to equal some big gains here. But if you just look at our top two, those are the McAfee effect of the day. And I'm sure whatever John McAfee, Electronium kind of has had a little bit of situations going on with it. I haven't been paying too much attention to it. I never really looked into that coin too much. But it had a massive run up, and then it kind of returned back down to ICO price, and you haven't really heard anything from it since, from even people who were talking about it on YouTube, more or less. So I never really looked into it, and for more or less, these are the two coins that have been in cryptocurrency for a more dominant time, and they are showing more dominance from the McAfee effect, you could say. So something else that is going on in cryptocurrencies is Goldman Sachs is reportedly getting into a cryptocurrency trading. They're going to start their own trading platform in 2018. Now, just like every other major institution in the world wants to start getting into cryptocurrencies now, you're going to have the banking institutions that want to get into cryptocurrencies. You know, banking is essentially tied with the XRP token and all that. And I'm sure you're going to see banks start to come out with their own cryptocurrencies over time, essentially their own blockchains that are tied to them and all that are going to be to back their funds, more or less. And something I've even thought about more and more over time is potentially even the more that the government starts to apprehend these bitcoins and cryptocurrencies from people, you know, criminals or people who don't want to pay their taxes, as they start to crack down on taxes, the government is starting to understand the value of cryptocurrencies now. And I think the government is going to more or less start to hold on to these cryptocurrencies as they start to acquire them from people. And we may potentially in the future see something like how we saw Geico, which was originally a government auto insurance company. We might see kind of like a government exchange, like a GEICX open, and it would be like a government cryptocurrency exchange where it would be owned by the government. So I mean, I wouldn't put it past them in any way. It's something that could potentially happen. Obviously, if you're acquiring a lot of these cryptocurrencies, at first I saw that they were having big auctions trying to sell them off with, you know, the whole Ross Ulbricht situation. I think they auctioned off a lot of those, and that whatever they got from the Silk Road situation. And, you know, more or less, I know they're probably wishing they held on to them in the long term, because it has gone up 16 times, 20 times this year from its lowest point. And that was just this year, and that happened a few years ago. So from that point, Bitcoin has gone up tremendously. And a lot more people are starting to really realize the future value that any of these cryptocurrencies may potentially have. So forgive me again, we're going to have to go back to the notes, see what else is going on. If we want to look at potentially some announcements coming up, we have Monaco has 3 announcements, I think, coming up tomorrow, pertaining to developments, and I think one has to do with an exchange. So we might see Monaco start to boom in price, depending on what those announcements are. But as we've seen recently, a lot of announcements has led to a lot of big gains in prices. And like I said in my Telegram channel, I don't know if I said it here earlier, but I have not been making trades recently. I kind of put like a personal trade ban on myself until more or less the 25th of December, so 2 more days. And I just kind of wanted to see how the markets were going to act in this time. I was really tempted to buy into Bitcoin and more cryptocurrencies yesterday, but I have a lot invested in cryptocurrencies. I am very happy with how much I have invested in them, and you know, I'm not going to be greedy. I'm going to be happy with what I have at the moment. If there's another pullback, potentially maybe I'll throw a big chunk of fiat back into it, but so far where I'm sitting in all my cryptocurrencies, I'm very happy. I'm very happy with my gains that I've been seeing so far, and I have no reason to really go out of my way and play the markets at the moment. I'm kind of just taking a break at the moment, so just a couple day break. I don't, when I do invest in cryptocurrencies, I buy them through an ATM, if you've been paying attention to my channel. So more or less, I don't want to invest through Coinbase. I've had a lot of situations through Coinbase. I've had them cancel my transactions depending on how much Bitcoin's price has fluctuated the day before they were supposed to be released or the day on release. And it's just kind of shady, and just how they've been acting recently as a company, I just don't really want to deal with them, especially with the whole Bitcoin Cash situation, which is another reason why a lot of people think that the markets did dip yesterday. Is you have that whole Bitcoin Cash scandal where Bitcoin Cash, even days prior to it being listed on Coinbase, was getting pumped for 25 and 30%, and then right before, I think it was maybe a couple hours before the coin was listed, apparently there was something sent out somewhere, a memo or an announcement. Somebody said it's going to be listed, buy up, and then a little after that the coin was listed on the exchange, and the price essentially shot up, I think like 25-30% right before it went on to the exchange. And you have the situation where you have people who are doing insider trading, people who are developers for Coinbase, people who have, you know, been hired to work for Coinbase more or less. who just know this information and they tell their friends, or they go on an anonymous source like 4chan and they release this information. And with 4chan, everything's taken with a grain of salt, but in cryptocurrencies you really can't lose at this moment. If you would have bought even the worst coin and just held it for the past month, you probably could have made 2 to 3 times your money already. So even if you're listening to completely the worst information you could be getting, you still are probably winning in this space. So and even for the next, I think, few months, probably 4 or 5 months, there's going to be just some massive growth. And I think this market is going to continue as a bull market, at least through the most part of 2018. And we are going to see maybe possibly a little bit of plateauing in the beginning of 2019 before we start to see some sort of a bear market. But we have a whole year, more or less, I think, at least a half of year of extreme bull growth that is potentially going to be going on. I think our all-time high that we hit up to, I think, was like 654 billion, a little over that. And then we had that major pullback. It was close to $300 billion in a very short time. And now we are getting back up to, we almost got back up to 600 billion. We hit about 598, had a pullback, and now we're back up to 595. So we'll see where this grows, potentially over the weekend. How I was talking about the volatility of the markets when the banking institutions are closed. People can't get their money into the markets as quick as they want to. You have a lot of people who are going to be talking about cryptocurrencies to their family. Their friends are going to be getting into cryptocurrencies over the span of the next week. And I'm sure you're going to see these prices once again surge because, grandma gives you money, aunt, uncle give you money, or money's transferred. Whoever's getting money, especially if you're a college kid or a teenager and you're interested in this, you're going to be investing it right away. So you're going to see a ton of funds going into this, as well as early next year when people are getting their tax returns. If you're getting a tax return for $3,000 or $4,000 and you have the potential to put it in Verge and go up 60 times in the course of a month, if people think that it's going to $15, of course they're going to keep investing. There's no doubt in my mind, and this market is going to continue to grow. I think we're going to even surpass our all-time high. We only have about a week left in the month until the beginning quarter of next year. I think we're going to easily surpass our all-time high, potentially hit 700 billion, maybe 750 billion by the end of the year. And we're going to just rocket into next year. I think we're going to get to possibly $2 trillion by the end of the first quarter of next year. So, cryptocurrencies, this market is going to also see a lot of fluctuating, but I think these big dips are going to start to be smaller because people are going to start to hold their cryptocurrencies through the dips. So let me check, make sure we've got any other news going on here. Not really. Aside from kind of people just having trouble on the exchanges, more or less, just kind of really be aware of what you're doing with your money. Make sure you guys, like, I'm going to be giving away this Ledger Nano S in probably a couple minutes now. So make sure you guys keep a hold of your cryptocurrencies in a personal wallet. Like I did put up my previous video, if you guys did have a situation with Ether Delta, the good thing about Ether Delta is it's a decentralized exchange, and you're simply just putting your coins onto a contract. And in the situation like where Ether Delta did get shut down, or they kind of shut themselves down until they got the whole situation figured out with their hacking, you were still able to go on to the contract, withdraw your tokens. You could even have made trades and stuff with your tokens on their contract still, if you knew how to potentially work that contract's coding and all that. So that's a great thing about these decentralized exchanges, and I think the more and more we grow into cryptocurrencies, the more these decentralized exchanges are going to grow. If Coinbase, GDEX, Kraken, any of these places were to shut down, Binance, anything like that, essentially all your tokens that are on your wallet, they're simply in a subsidiary wallet, more or less, just kind of an off-chain wallet from their hot wallet. And if their main wallet, their hot wallet, goes away, all of your tokens, all of your coins, all of your US dollar tether, anything you have invested in there is simply going to vanish with that. So you always want to take the most precautions you possibly can, and you want to keep your cryptocurrencies in your own wallet. You want to keep it in your own possession, and more or less, the best advice you could have is just do not even trade these. If you are putting in cryptocurrency, split your money up. If you're buying $1,000 or you're putting in $2,000 capital, if you were paying attention to how I told you guys to invest, not all at once, you could have potentially taken advantage of this dip that we just had. if you are somebody, oh, we don't want to get into this. I don't even know where I was going, but I forget what I was even talking about now. Okay, so we will do the Ledger Nano S giveaway now, since, you know, I'm starting to get parched. Been talking for a while, haven't had any time to kind of take a break, and I'm gonna let you guys go. So let's get this Ledger Nano S giveaway. Essentially what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to scroll through here a bunch of times. It's really laggy, but I'm going to stop wherever my mouse, whoever's name I'm pointing at, is essentially going to be the winner. So let's see who's going to be the winner of the Ledger Nano S hardware wallet. Only 25 people are here, so I don't know if I'm scrolling up into my video now or not. And we're going to stop there. And it is on this dude. Angel Sever, SVR, congratulations, you are the winner. So I'm going to like your comment, going to leave you a congrats. Okay. So congratulations, you are the winner of the Ledger Nano S. And all you are going to have to do is just leave your email information under there, and I'll get a hold of you. My email is cryptochaperone@gmail.com. So when you get an email from me, you'll just send me wherever you want me to send this to, whatever address you want me to send it to, and I will get it out to you as soon as you get me that address. Hopefully Tuesday, since it's going to be the first business day that I can send this out. So as soon as you get me your email, I'll contact you, and congratulations. I up here, I did say that I was going to give away 2 Ledger Nanos. I did not happen to get a hold of my second Ledger Nano S yet, so I will be doing another giveaway. So not necessarily I'm going to be going and making a whole nother video. Maybe I'll just go through a live stream and see who's watching. Maybe I'll just make a Twitter post and see who retweets it or comments under it and pick someone like that. But you guys have my word, within the next month, I will be giving away another Ledger Nano S hardware wallet. And potentially I'm going to just keep doing this because I want to help you guys out. I want to help you guys stay safe in this ever-growing space. And, you know, it's a great way to stay safe. It's a great way to protect your ever-growing valuable assets. And I'm going to leave you guys with that more or less for today. So while our coins are growing up massively, while these are all green markets, you definitely want to take advantage of any coins, any news that could be going on, anything that I talked about. Neo is also going to be having a Beijing meetup today. That's more news I forgot to mention, but there's always news that you can stay up to date on, and news equals profit, especially in this ever-growing time where pretty much whenever somebody famous, you know, John McAfee says anything about a cryptocurrency, it booms. So the more news you know, the better off you could be, more or less, and the more profit you can make. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. That's the end of this live stream. If you didn't happen to make the whole live stream, this will be uploaded onto my YouTube channel whenever it gets uploaded. I don't know how long it takes, like 15-20 minutes, and you'll be able to watch it there. And I probably won't be able to make another video again for 2 or 3 days, so I'll probably be back on Tuesday or Wednesday to make another video for you guys. So enjoy the holiday, relax, take a break from your cryptocurrencies, or maybe even set some cryptocurrency notifications if you have some that you've got your eye on that you think are going to boom or maybe drop or something like that. I'm sure we're going to see some crazy volatility in the markets over the course of the next 2 weeks. So enjoy these profits while they're green. Definitely that nice Christmas special from the red to the green yesterday, getting us ready for the holidays. And I will talk to you guys next week. Have a great holiday, everybody. Now I gotta figure out how to shut this off.